Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We're going to jump into a premiere draft of Ikoria today. That means best of one. That means a couple fouls to give as we try to march towards 7 wins. And it means a wider variety of opponents, which I kind of like. It means no sideboarding, which I don't like as much. But there's a lot of main deckable sideboard style cards here, as I spoke to in a video last night, responding to Marshall. My friend and co-creator of Limited Resources, Marshall Sutcliffe, has issues with sideboard style cards with cycling, and I provided a counterpoint for him to check out that you might want to check out too. You can, if you're watching on YouTube, go check out my other videos. You can find that conversation or my thoughts that I shared towards Marshall on stream the other day. Check that out. You're also going to want to check out my sponsor, cardkingdom.com. They are fulfilling, they're taking orders, they're taking buy orders, they're fulfilling orders. They just don't have the full staff going. So between lack of full staff at CK and announced delays from USPS, you need to be a little more patient in terms of getting your cards. But the value is still there. The incredible inventory is still there. The incredible customer service is still there. Card Kingdom is still there. And if you check them out via my affiliate panel in the link down below, the panel down below there, they'll know you got there from here, and that helps me out. So please check out Card Kingdom and see what they've got to offer for you. Commander decks are sold out. Maybe that's a sign of the times. Everybody's playing at their kitchen table with whoever they're hunkering down with. Mike says there's some speculation about how matchmaking is done. I'll get into that later, but right now let's get into drafting. We're going to go into draft view and check out our first pick. Well, first we got to wait for our queue to fill. It's been happening pretty quick. Like that. What do we got? I got a clock on me for one thing. We've got Gem Razor in the rare slot, 4/4 for 4. I like it already. It's got Reach and Trample. I like that already. It mutates for 3, and whenever it mutates, destroy something. That's just super solid, right? I would like to start there. What else is great in the pack? Skull Prophet is a fine ramp dude that can turn into a decent attacker or trade up. Boon, I really like. 1 mana cycling and draw 4 is a nice little package. Of course, Deadweight and Fire Prophecy better than Deadweight. Deadweight seems to be falling in people's estimation. Not as many things to kill as usual, but still a fine removal. Yeah, this is almost not the pack you want to open, because there's like 1, 2, 3 more cards that I think are like first pick quality. And this Blade Banish is good too. Anyway, a lot of good stuff here, which means you want to be downstream from this pack, getting that stuff later. Colossification is another green rare. What does this one do? When it enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +20/+20. So we're going to throw this on our Flying Bell thing with 9 mana and win the game. Yeah, no, how about Back for More? That's a much better card to start with this green start. I do like, here's the Deadweight again. I don't even know how to say this, but this Leviathan has been impressing me. But I think this 2-for-1 removal is too good to pass up, given that it's a powerful gold card that shares the color of where we started. So I'm gonna start there. Take that. Yeah, the blue uncommon is definitely strong, but you can see why I'd go for Back for More with Gem Razor in our pile, right? I don't like this as removal. I like this as removal. Memory Leak is imminently playable because of the cycling 1. Naturalist could give a try. You think the Leech is great? I think the Leech is good. I like the Leech. I think, if I'm going for 6 mana 2-for-1s, though, I really want Back for More. Although Back for More Blitz Leech, and we can get something for 1. But it's a fight, not a punch, right? Yeah, it's hard to fight with your leech and not trade. Anyway, is this the pick, or do we take a better blue card and leave that door open? Yeah, because I think Scatter's like the best pick here. I think I might take Scatter. It just jumps out at me as like a nice solid, maybe we want to bleed in blue type sign. Ram through here jumps out though, pulling me back towards green as a base. Seeing the white cyclers go by though, it makes me feel I do want to get into red-white cyclers at some point. I just don't see. I never seem to end up there at the early part of a draft, and then I have a hard time getting to it from where we are, or nor not that we should per se. But yeah, so now you see like the good white cycling. Imposing Vantasaur is going to be a major player, but here finally we have a dead weight we can take. Like, white is super open, but it's not like we've been taking bad cards in green and black here. So I don't know how you can take wilds over a dead weight here when we have back for more. I'm taking dead weight. And interesting, because we have a Wingspan Mentor, which feels late. Symbiote goes great in the green, these green decks, but I think we want Wingspan Mentor. If we end up in Sultai again, you think Symbiote's better? Really? You know what's good with flying is big green creatures, though, right? Chat seems to want the Symbiote. I get it. I'm really surprised you're. I'm going with my pick. I'm sorry. It's uncommon and good, and I'm taking it. Not that rarity is what matters, but my point is that we're going to get less chances at these. I like these blue cards too. So again, I think we're kind of in the right colors. Look, we got a Deadweight, Ram through, Deadweight pick 7, Otter and Lynx going by. This is really quite the pack to have at this point. Yeah, I would love to take this pack and be done. But we're going to take more punching. This seems good for us. I wouldn't mind a backwater. It could help us splash black, but this does too. This mutate helps us splash black. And I'm going to take that. Do you like this? I mean, there's more otters, yes, but I think we got to take the... Really? Dumbledore likes the otter here. I think we all like to take the otter and imagine it connecting every turn for lots of cards. It sometimes plays out where you play it and it does nothing. I'm going to take Greathorn. I like the otter, but I don't think it's the pick there. It's clearly the pick here. Mutual Destruction is nice, though. Of One Mind is fine. Memory Leak or Fully Grown. I'm going to go with full... I just rarely play... Like, it just doesn't seem like instant speed pump just doesn't feel like where you want to be. Oh, I guess I'm taking it. I didn't like didn't love anything there. I'm gonna put this in the board and bring it in if we need it. Well, I disagree with Ben S. That can happen, right? It's mutate 3. And when you mutate it, you're up a card. Like, I know that we like our ramping effects to be 2 mana. But you would pay 3 in a lot of cases, and 3 mana, fix and ramp for 3 mana and upgrade a creature seems fine. I don't know what Ben is saying there. This is where, like, Magic is funny. I get nervous when I realize that I strongly disagree with Ben S. or Luis, but, you know, then sometimes by the end of the format, I'm proven right. Usually, more often they are, but, you know. Anyway, Dirgebat is incredible, but double black on both fronts. And we are, at most, splashing black. If you want to take this, we can, but Primal Empathy is in our obvious baseline color pair and is excellent. This is very difficult to run. So I'm going to go back to the Empathy. Sorry, Dirgebat. Yeah, we have a lot of work to do if we take this, because we can splash like a Back for More with where we're headed here, but I don't know about Dirgebat. But I changed my mind at the last minute. We do have this Great Horn. We do have 2 full packs to try and make this work. I think it's good enough to take a flyer on. Now, Starx is amazing, and I'm really glad to get this here, but I'm still kind of on why I took Dirgebat. It was a hedge. We might not play this. We might not get there on fixing. But we could also, like, we could end up splashing the blue. Like, we could pivot back to black here, and Dirgebat is so good that I think we should do that. And I'm going to take Starx here, of course. Shark Typhoon says we're definitely Sultai. All right. See what we can do. More dead weights. Elemental is fun to mutate upon. And we'll see. We might not play the bat. I don't mind the pick. But you want to take Elemental? We take Gust of Wind for some interaction. Ultimately, this is a pretty underwhelming creature at almost any point in its curve, though. But it is flexible. I think we still just want dead weight. I don't think this is good enough. We'll find things to mutate on. Why do we need this? I mean, yeah, it's really good for mutate. I get it, but it's pretty bad outside of that. I'm going to take the second dead weight, and God, this draft has had a million dead weights. Kind of funny. So where are we? We could take Sandworm. Probably just another scatter, though. You want Worm? Yeah, we do have Back for More. I feel like we'll have more chances. I think this is a card that goes around, though. I'm taking Essence Scatter, and we'll try to get a Worm later. I get the combo, but I don't prioritize a Worm at that spot. I think we'll find one later, like here. This is a much better place to spend a pick on a Worm. Now, that's not going to happen every time. Sometimes we'll make the choice I just made and end up with no Worm in the draft from there, and that's the risk we take. We got paid there, though. I don't see any token making. Makes me not want Mutual Destruction. And Excavation Mole. It's generically playable, and you can mutate onto it. It's not the worst. It's not the best. We're not stacked at 3 or anything. So yeah, we can take Keep Safe is the other way to go here. Here's a Keep Safe. I like it better than anything else I'm seeing here. Yeah, solid C, right? But it's not certainly not exciting. We could take a Glimmer Bell to make sure we have the 2s. Otter is obviously better, but we have one, and we are low on 2s. So I think for our deck needs, we take Glimmer Bell over Otter here. I also like this Dark Bargain, but we do have one of one mind. Here's another of one mind. We could also take just a reach or vigilance. Dude, brush meat poacher, also fine. You don't think you're always taking Bell over Otter, Zori? Interesting. Keep safe or corpse churn. I don't know how many keep safes we could even run here. We could do a trap and have some removal. But I don't love the trap, but if you don't have a lot of removal, you can run it. We don't, so we could have there. I don't think this is best of one. We're not going to do any of these. And the sandworm did wheel anyway. Yeah, keep safe. I like out of the board now. I think you really want to be making sure they're targeting, you're against a removal deck or whatever. Still feeling like if we're playing black, it's as a splash. Therefore, not going to worry about that. We got another King Kong. We'll take King Kong here. King Kong, I say another because we had King Kong yesterday or the day before. Yeah, I'm curious, just in the abstract, it's pack one, pick one, and it's like one of the worst packs you've ever seen. And pretty clearly, the best cards in the pack are Otter and Bell. Where are you starting? Pack one, pick one. If for whatever reason, these were the only realistic choices in the pack, are you taking Otter or Bell? So we got a rare with a, it's got, if we were heavy black, we could play this. I don't think we want to take this here, though. We're just going to take another Starry, which is an incredible card. Another Starry. How many of these can we run? Maybe we just want this. Should we just do all the Starrys? All right. You don't have to twist my arm on the Starry. That card is bonkers. And maybe we want a Brushwag for good mutate targets. I like Starry Night as the deck name. Good call, Sunset. This seems pretty decent. And the Brushwag is good. Whisper is okay. I think we just take the Recluse. It's all right, Coolio. We take a Jungle Hollow here. We could take a Fertilid even, but I like a Jungle Hollow, and then we're not playing the Bat, doesn't look like, but we're playing the back for more. And probably not even playing the dead weights. I think this is where we're at. And with 26 playables, let's keep safe, but Fertilid is arguably better, true, but I love fixing that doesn't take up a spell slot. So I'm going to take the land because it doesn't cost us a spell slot to run. I could take the Mutual Destruction. We might play it. Maybe we just want the hexproof flyer option. We kind of have our sixes though. We could take charge of the Forever Beast, and maybe this is how the deck we can make it work with all these Starrys and the Ape and everything and the Sandworms. Because it's a terrible top deck. I want my removal to be good at all points in the game. And when you draw that off the top and you don't have creatures in hand or whatever, it feels awful. This might be the deck for it, but that's the problem with the card. I guess we take I'll take the creature here. Oh, that was a tough one for me, that choice. Brushwag pretty easy here, though. Frost Lynx also pretty easy here over the 3/5. All right, we found one anyway, so we get to take another one of one mind. Oh, we had already had two, so we're obviously plenty there. Don't think we're running any of this stuff. Another Brushwag we can consider. I don't think we're running a third, though, if we're running two. I still think they're pretty close picks. Funky's saying, do I still like Mentor over Symbiote in this deck? Feel like Symbiote would have been a lot better. I think a lot better is a stretch. I think they're very close picks in power, and I mean, you can see why. Like, have you read this, dude? I want to read Wingspan Mentor to you. You play it, and then your 7/6 starts flying. Your 6/6 starts flying. Like, that's really... Yeah, you can't... I think you're all a little too obsessed about the mutate stuff specifically. We have a lot of beef in this deck, and this makes beef fly. Flying beef is strong, folks. I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. Mentor, like, I feel we're pretty low at 2, so I would... but I also figured we would have more chances at those. At the time, we didn't know we had so much beef. Well, I'm not being asked about the time anymore. I'm being asked about as it looks now. And also, at the time, we were obviously green. I mean, call me crazy, but I think if you are clearly in green in this format, you can expect to have some beef in your deck by the end of it, right? We can, but what does actually counting mean for us, Cheese? I don't want to do counting. I don't like to count stuff unless we feel like we're getting usable data from the counting. And all we're doing by counting, like, we just have to recognize that no matter how many times I give Mentor flying to anything in this format, it's only one little window into how it played out. We still need to use our brains about the long-term expectations of the interactions and stuff. Anyway, yeah, let's stop talking about that and let's get this deck built. We have 20 creatures, 10 spells, and 7 cuts. I think we want the Recluse, maybe cut 1 mole, maybe even 2 moles. Are the moles good enough here? Yeah, I think our 6s are a little too stacked, although this isn't a 6, right? And this is... Yeah, I don't like this removal. Maybe we can... We got to find cuts. Maybe we have to cut the Wilt. Yeah, Boars can go... What does that do for us? Now we're at 16-8 with 1 cut to make. We could cut another mole. We don't need to splash, but this is incredibly powerful, and I am going to. And it's effectively free with 1, 2, and then where is it? This thing, 3 ways to get it. I think Lynx generally does decent work and is worth including. Like, I do like it over a mole, I think. Yeah, I'm with you on that part. Like, that's that, you know, but we do have, you know, if you look at it like this, it starts to seem a little better Maze. Maze is like, I wish we had one or two more 2-drops. But if you consider Brushwag as effectively a potential 2-drop, we look a lot better in that slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 we're happy to do on turn 2, assuming we'll Essence Scatter, whatever. Yeah, we can cut 1 of 1 mind. 16-8, is that what we want to do? Probably makes sense to cut a spell. And that's a reasonable one to consider cutting. But yeah, Flipperoo points out that we like cards because we're trying to hit this stuff, hit the mana for this. But I was looking at this too, and a couple people called it out, so I'm going to call that a good enough gut check. Do we have people on basic lands, sleeves, or any bling I need to update for the purposes of redeemers? If not, I'm going to make my own choices. I haven't done Avon in a while. I'm going to go Avon unless somebody has claimed lands and wants to tell me about it. Oh, well, Nebula and I are on the same page anyway. Sucker, Nebula used up a redemption when they didn't need to because I was going to do it anyway. Let's see, that gives us 8, 9 green. It gives us 7 blue plus green. Is that enough? Should we go 8, 8? I think 9, 7. Maybe I should just go 8, 8. I know we have Great Horn, that's what I'm thinking about, but we also have a desire to cast Glimmer Bell and Essence Scatter on 2. So that's why I'm considering adding the blue. For me, it's not about total pips and everything. It's about what we want to do before we can fix, and we have enough blue that I'm concerned about that. I think somebody claimed. I'm assuming that Pocket Nebula called that Pocket Nebula claimed the lands, and also I have that stuff set to once per stream. So if the thing is gone, somebody else already claimed it. Maze wants to cut a mole for Wilt. Yeah, we could try that. The mole is definitely a bit whatever. We're not really doing the excavation all that much. What sleeve you want, Vulture? You want to try that? Yep, the cute rat ones are my default. And what is our controversial card? Oh, we got Starrix. Oh yeah, Starry Night. Hat is going to give you your tool there, Ben. You can assess the mastery pass via that tool and get your answer. Going to stick to 17 lands and a little bit of fixing because we have such a high top end. And no eggs. All right. Here we go. Update my numbers. I guess I can call this Prim. Oh, maybe even Premier fits. There we go. All right. Yeah, we can keep this for sure. So right now, this could have been a symbiote. It's a mentor instead. That's one of the picks. We're kind of seeing how it plays out. Just land us, please. No land, but it seems like that's a good wilt target, so we'll probably do that. I could cycle this looking for land, but this feels scary enough to go for. Don't you agree? They're not red-black. I would fear it more if it were red-black, but throwing shocks around, I assume they're making soldier tokens and stuff. So let's get rid of it. Oh yeah, Cardboard Live ought to be... Oh, I gotta start an update. So there we go. There is an update to Cardboard Live. I am now installing it. Land, land, land. All right, we got some land. I could Shark Typhoon. Oppo hasn't done anything yet, and Mentor isn't going to put a counter on anything, and Frostlinks does nothing, so I'm actually just going to draw a couple cards. We need land anyway. We're trying to get to this 8, so let's draw some cards. The green-white deck not doing, or sorry, the red-white deck not doing anything to us, not applying pressure makes me feel fine about taking that turn off to do that. And now we have a reasonable thing to start with on the links. We can links down this creature and then potentially get our mutates going onto the links. Premier is always best of 1.
All right, everyone, chill.
So yeah, this is where, like, I get what Ben S is saying. Like, in order to mutate here, we would have to give up, you know, we're basically sacrificing, quote, sacrificing a card. But I just see it as a 3-mana ramp effect that happens to upgrade our creature. That seems fine to me. In any case, though, and with the lack of land draw, I'm going to do that. We're going to mutate and help our land situation. All right. We made him do that, and in response, we get a 3-mana 3/4, which also doesn't suck. I mean, they've got 3 cards left and a kitty, and look at our hand. We just need some land, and I think we'll pull this off. Also, we can mutate onto the Great Horn with the Recluse, and if they don't have removal again, then this attack suggests a well, it's a free attack, so we could block. But if they have another Fire Prophecy, we lose the Great Horn, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna just take 1. All right, found land to boot. But I want to start mutating Starrixes, so I'm going to go for the Recluse mutate here. We could hard cast a Starrix, but I think if we start mutating them, we'll be happier. So I'm going to just go ahead and mutate this now. Decision time on getting a swamp or a forest, though. We do have a triple green requirement, so I'm going to get a forest. We're also going to mutate onto this again anyway, so if we can. Next time we mutate, we'll get a swamp. Hey, good time zone, Mamanap, welcome. 5/6. I'm willing to send in. Let's see what they got. Not a bad choice. But again, I feel still good about our spot. We get a King Kong coming up, and we can start mutating onto King Kong. Although that doesn't do much. I mean, it gets the Starrix trigger. Oh, Shark Typhoon. We get to throw a sudden blocker in front of this Stormwild. But let's just... non-combat damage. So, do not... word to the wise, do not fight King Kong with the Stormwild, or you will not be happy with that result. However, we will go ahead and try and kill this Severall. And we could also just make a, let's see, what would it be? 7, a 5/5 flyer at instant speed that draws a card that we could then mutate onto, and that would be amazing. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just going to try that. Let's see if they want to attack. They're playing red-white. It's not like they're going to counter... well, you can't counter cycling anyway. That's why that's such a powerful card. Instant speed 5/5 flyers that draw a card are worth running out there, I suppose. Blade Banish means maybe we don't want to. Maybe make a 3/3. Let's see what they do here. Got to make a 3/3. For those of you who are not seeing, they've gotten a Blade Banish back, which means if we make a 4-power Shark, they get to exile at instant speed. We make a 3/3, it can still block the Drake, but the Banish doesn't get it. All right. They got us with more removal. We're going to have to give up one more thing, the Blade Banish. But then again, we're at 18. Our hand is stacked. I think we're going to be fine. But Media, but the problem, Media, is that if we go 5/5, we didn't know they had the Divine Arrow. But 3/3 with nothing but the Blade Banish does eat the Dracus, and that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I'm not going to cycle. We can hard cast it. We like hard casting these. Yeah, they could have done their own. You're right, Fiddles. They could have arrowed their own Lord Dracus and eaten our flyer that way. Really? I guess I love eating creatures too much. So what do we want to die here? They're gonna get something with the Blade Banish. We got to figure out what we want to give them. Probably Sandworm or even Ape. We could drop the Ape, and although Ape plus Mentor is a real combo, so maybe we just throw out the Sandworm. Give it to him. Starrix and Mentor is a double spell, but then we end up putting a Mentor counter on the thing that they're just going to banish. No, I think you're all not thinking about it. You're saying anything plus Mentor is good. Anything plus Mentor is a 1/3 for 3. That's what you're saying. Mentor Ape is GG. If we set it up together, I'm playing Worm. I think you all talking about Mentor Plus are not reading Blade Banish or something? I don't know what you want me to do. I know we can reuse Mentor, but only with the Ape living. I just don't want to give them that. Like, this is fine. Now we get to do exactly what you wanted, and it's great for us. Really? I don't think everybody was talking about next turn, Coolio. I think many people were talking about that turn right there. Really? I thought people were saying right there on that turn, do that. But maybe, yeah, like we had 5 and 3. People were definitely saying do it on that turn. Anyway, we'll go here. Ooh, do they have a counterspell with their last card? They certainly have a pause here, so they got something. There's something's up with that. Kind of makes me want to. I'm overthinking now. Just play this and try to put the counter on. Could be a cycler. Could be. Yeah. That's the thing, by the way. In this set, the pauses are going to often represent cycling. Also, it could be something on the mutation. No, okay. Okay, again, we are not going to ram through the Lord Dracus. We have to remember that this thing has a Stormwild underneath, or I'm going to get into trouble. We could, with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we can even ape and ram through. Yeah, I guess if we go ape, then we have the mana to protect. Yeah, so that's obvious. Sorry, like basically we go King Kong, and then we have the 1 in the green to make King Kong indestructible. So I guess let's start with the attack. That's true, Ram is an instant. I don't want to forget that. Shut up, James. Streaming's hard. Oh, is that you? It totally sounds like something in my range. That's why I'm assuming it was something I did. Okay, this is the one to get. Not this one. This would be bad. This is okay. Yeah, totally. My plan right now is to bounce the Mentor with Kong at the end of their turn, not ram through or anything. We're just going to run this play till it stops working. We could also pump BOT, but I would rather launch the ape next turn than pump. I'm just going to run this land out. Extra land is fine. And Starry's pre? No, let's just attack. And then see, because Starry's doesn't actually increase the power of anything. If we want to do it, let's do it after we attack. Yeah, I like double Starry's trigger. Like, it's basically draw 2 random permanents or play a 6/6. I don't know, maybe a 6/6 is better than 2 random permanents. What do you think? I mean, of course, our greedy Magic is Awesome selves are tempted by the double Starry's, but maybe we're just supposed to make a another 6/6. Maze just wants to hold Starry's completely. Turn indestructible. Okay, that's pretty good, but it's not gonna solve it for next turn, right? I think we just want a 6/6. And then we can have ram through ready. We have bounce the Mentor ready. We can make another flying 6/6. Yeah, got there. So, Mentor was okay there, yes. I mean, a Symbiote would have been fine in that draw as well, but I think you can see why I put the Mentor in the deck at least. That's what it's trying to do. Sorry for screaming at your conference before, but it was good content.
No, I just couldn't hear what, you know. So, like, yeah, it was kind of like, I hope they don't ask me any questions. Did you win, or was it just a rant?
It wasn't even about winning or losing. It was about me ranting about magic design. Always a fan favorite, right, everybody?
Yeah, like that's my first rodeo.
Yeah, we can keep this. We'll cycle the worm and hope to find some other stuff. I mean, this isn't a hand doing too much early, but we do have a Starx on 5 and a cycle, so I'm going to keep. We have something to do on 2. We gotta draw some stuff, but ugh. Flooding out is not what we want, although we do get back for more sandworm draws here. Do I have ramp? All right, need to draw some action. Really don't want to give them an Otter Connect. Ugh, they get an Otter Connect. That's really frustrating. Well, we kept a slow hand and didn't find the pieces, so that's going to happen, I suppose. I still like my keep in the decision-making. We are just ripping a lot of non-interaction. Yeah, I thought about cycle into Brushwag, but if we cycle into Brushwag, it's not actually going to block. So I thought it was more important to see what they play. Yeah, like as Mike says, like it's possible they play something this turn that we want to wilt. If not, I will cycle it, but that was my thinking. Now, if we go another turn of just letting them have a free connect with the Otter, it's going to be tough. Although they're playing cards I think of as mulligans anyway, so if they're going to be drawing serrated scorpions with their Otters, then maybe we're going to be okay. I'm not familiar with Rick Mercer. I don't know. Do I need ranting tips? I think I need to give ranting tips. Lessai. Well, hopefully we'll scatter something. I'm going to save this worm, though. I mean, we're going to hard cast this worm. Yikes. And at least we get to go Starx, and then if they solve the Starx, we get to go back for more. So they're going to get some cards here, but we have decent card quality, and I'm not loving some of theirs. So this has not gone well, letting this Otter connect so much, but I'm actually still positive, feeling decent about our chances here. Coolio wants to cycle the worm. I don't know, what for? One of the things I don't like, one thing that does not come up enough in cycling discussions is the fact that cycling, really, with the way we use it and the way we think of it and how we try it, it's like cycling. Cycle 2 is not draw a card. Cycle 2 is draw 60% of a card. And I think that deserves more mention. Cycle for 60% of a card is a lot different than cycling for a card. Cycle and recur, but we already have one. Then it's not, but that's why I explicitly said the way we mostly use cycling and think about, you know, hear me, Ocean. Specifically, hear me right now. Obviously, we don't want to land right now. So obviously, cycling this is trading a full-on large card for 60% of a card. Does that make sense, everybody? People who want to cycle this are trying to cycle away a castable 7/7 for 60% of a card, and I don't like that. And specifically Ocean, but to your point, when you're cycling and don't need land, remember what you're cycling for and remember what your odds are. When you're cycling and you need land or spells, then it's great. Maybe Elgar, but in this case, I mean, we can talk about it as they come up. Hearing in general I'm doing blah doesn't really help me as much as you pointing out when you think it's happening. And then we can talk about it. Sadly, not essence scattering anything is what's killing me here. All right, well, Starrix, my friend, please go forth and do good work for us. All right, well, we can block this. That's fine, right? We trade, and then we can even get back this instead of the worm if we want. Am I wrong? Wait, take it? I guess if it dies, they can still cast it, but don't we need to trade? Are we? So I'm reading it. And what's the mutate? What's the mutate? Where? I can't even see the original card. What? Oh, there we go. Sorry. It didn't show the mutate cost, so I didn't understand what I was even facing there. We have Essence Scatter. Can they do it every turn? I guess they just do it forever. Mike likes the clean 7/7 block. Well, yeah, we have an instant speed back for more. Just thinking about the turn anyway. But did it prevent them from drawing a card? Yeah. We don't need to back for more the 7/7. I think we back for more our Starrix right now, and we kill the mole or whatever, and then we untap and just play the 7/7. Right? What's wrong with that line? Back for more Starrix, play 7/7. Heck, if they attack here, we even get... Yeah, I'm doing it this way. Well, we did let him draw 7 million cards. I liked going for the value of the Starrix over the 7/7 of the Sandworm, by the way. I don't know. It didn't end up mattering because of Heartless Act, but I still stand by my choice of the Starrix. Good one. Wish we had the scatter for it. So hard casting this Starrix. I'll play a land in case there's... I want two blockers, two creatures here. I don't want to go all in on one. I know they can just redo it. I'm just trying to get tempo here. I don't know what else to do besides that. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if this dies, 9, 10. I'm trying to think about crackbacks and total possible damage. I guess if they block here, we take 2, and they crack back for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You think Godzilla is going to rise? Well, let's make him do it. Yeah, we're definitely attacking. We can't just sit here and wait to die. I'm just figuring out 6 or 7. Because we're basically offering for the Grim Dancer. So we want to make sure we're offering for the one we really want to trade for. Interesting to me that chat is wants to offer the Starrix, which has much better long-term value propositions than the Sandworm. Sandworm is better at attacking into various boards, but oh, that's fair. Mike makes the good point. We need the 7/7 over the 6/6 because the 7/7 can at least block this, right? All right, I'm convinced. Just had to figure it out. Wasn't sure why we were sending Starrix over Sandworm when the trade seemed pretty obvious, but Mike points out a great reason. As does Elgar and Tron. So, do we even bother essence scattering this or this? I think no. I think we're going to save scatter for something. And, we don't even have to do this because, we can't handle Death Touch. It's kind of weird, but I feel like we should counter the Boot Nipper on the Death Touch. So, yeah, go away, Death Touch. We need our big creatures to live. No, they can mutate. It's just that we have a creature now that makes it so we can block. I don't like swinging. We're maybe getting there at 14, but then we can ram through the mammoth or whatever. I'm gonna just pass, and then East wants to swing as well, huh? Interesting.
I will let cities encroach on the wilds.
We're fine.
The arc bow is quite powerful.
We're fine. We're fine.
Things are about to get out of hand for you.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's a reason to ram through the target. Not really. We just let them land it. That's fine. We need more creatures. I mean, as long as they don't like, well, we need to kill Vivian, right? That's but I don't think we need to ram yet anyway. Well, Wag's kind of interesting. It can pump pretty big. Play that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can pump twice and ram. And now Vivian. Can't really... We could attack... Yeah, we could send in and they'd probably double block, except they have death touch. We could punch.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
So does the way... It says that creature's controller. I don't think ram through will trample into Vivian. Thank you, Pimpin. Appreciate the gift subs. That's very kind of you. But we can't do that till next turn, so what are we doing this turn? I'm just trying to figure out if I'm trying to go after Vivian here. Because one thing we have is ram through. If they try a double block, we could ram through. But the trouble is they just single block with Grim Dancer, right? All right. Attack all. We just cast the Brushwag. Attack all just means attacking with Sandworm. Yeah, next turn we'll send in and see how they want to block. But Vivian looks like she's taken over, and we're going to have a real tough time kind of coming up with a win here unless we... Well, this is actually a chance. Wow, okay. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So we can do this again even. Yep, just waiting to see if they did anything, and now we ran through the Death Toucher. Ram through does not do that, I don't think. We already have Trample on the Wag. And it says, deals damage equal to power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to the creature's controller. It doesn't say controller or planeswalker being attacked, right? Oh yeah, sorry, I was just making sure people weren't thinking that ram through did that. But no, I like our line. I think we're fine. With the double pump, we were going to be fine anyway, but this is extra fine. Good choice, Oppo. Are we Dob? I don't know. We had to... I didn't even think that far ahead because Vivian had to die, right? I think that just meant we were doomed no matter what. How do we win that game if we don't take out Vivian there? So I guess Vivian just killed us. Someone called this, though. Let's give a tip of the cap to those who saw this coming. Bond into Rex. Yeah, maybe there was a way to still live and have enough blocks, but let's face it, Vivian just put us way out of hand, especially with Brokos here being able to come back. I wouldn't mind this card in our deck. Can we get a Brokos? All right, good deck, Oppo. Good game. And now, while I remember, I'm going to shut up this stupid cat. Pets. I would handle pets if they didn't shriek at me every time I took damage. It like makes my experience worse. Yeah, I think we had, like, definitely a slow start was a real problem. I'm gonna keep this. We have double cycle and a gem razor. If we can find a 2-drop, we can even mutate on 3. Probably won't though. Probably just gonna play this out. Sure, don't want to lose to more scorpions though. Come on. How are people pronouncing it? I don't. Brokos just jumps out at me. I don't know how else I would say that. Brokos? Are people saying Brokos? Well, we're getting a bit curved out on, but we'll cycle and at least have a Lynx on 3. Yeah, going second is a real tempo loss in this one, especially with the good aggro decks that are in the format. I did buy the Mastery Pass, figured it would be fun to get it along the way this time instead of waiting till the end. Belle, you are so late, but we will just go with a Lynx here.
All right, everyone, chill.
As usual with the Mastery Pass, because I fully expect to get maximum level, it's fine. The value is fine. It seems like the value is getting worse, but it's still not less money. It's still not charging more than I get back. But you can find out via the tool, right? Or is it? I forget what the code is. It tool? Oops. No. Somebody can find it if they want. That would be nice. But let's see. Oh, Mastery. Thank you, Elgar. That'll help you figure it out. And we're just going to play a 4/4 reach trample that does decent stuff when mutated upon. Right? I think this makes sense. Might as well send the links first, though. I've done some Porky Parrot shenanigans. I've done some Bell shenanigans. I did some Bell, what do you call it? The Simic uncommon shenanigans. Parcel Beast, yes. Glimmerbell Parcel Beast was some fun, let me tell you. have not done the machine gun yet. You like Bell and Cycle, huh? I like getting a nice 4-4 out. Land, land, land. Then I can, well, I can't mutate these actually, but still want more land. Next turn we'll certainly do Bell Cycle if we don't find a land. And not taking that Death Touch. There's some land, so now what do we want to do with it? We can just hard cast a 6/6 again. These Death Touches are real, but I think just creating big beef is going to be fine for us largely. This is first strike, so we can't send in the links unless we had some instant speed mutate, but we will send in our Razor. All right, Mike wants a flying 6/6 mutate. I just want to make sure we actually get there. And I mean, we can still go hardcast Starrix next turn, get the Glimmer Bell down. If we draw a land, though, we need the Glimmer Bell out. All right, I will follow Mike's line here. We're going to play the Glimmer Bell, probably cycle this end of turn, and then try and get the 6 mana needed to mutate onto the Bell. I don't think we're in any huge risk of death right here, although I say that tempting the Magic Gods. So we found the land. Let's keep in mind they do have mana that they could reach out and kill the Bell. But keep in mind if they do, we get a we still get our 6/6, so it's worth the risk. Lost our back for more, but pretty happy about the Starrix. I'm gonna send... Oh, I can't send this because the first strike. Could send this to trade with the Nipper, but I'm gonna wait. Yeah, they do have the 4/4. That wouldn't be a bad trade either, though. Still not a good one. This wouldn't be awful. I don't know, Maze. We got a bronze player running Scorpions to begin with. It might just be they are thinking about this game in a different way than I am. Brushwag's not terrible. The threat of activation on only 4 is quite real, and mainly it exists though to, like, I like it. This is kind of like a little better than the egg. Like, I haven't played the egg yet, but I like the Brushwag. So like Brushwag gets enough over the line as cheap mutating target for me that in a way that egg does not. They could absolutely have charge, and we should play as though they have charge. I'm gonna go like this and like this and see what they want to do about it. It's probably charge, but that's fine. We still trade here, and actually we could block here because then if it's charge, we trade here too, and we have Ape and Strix. So yeah, I definitely want the links, but I'm thinking we're gonna throw both of our 2s is the thing. Charge with first strike. Yeah, I guess they do eat the Razor. We could switch that up too. But no matter, I guess we risk the Razor no matter what. Yeah, exactly. So I think this works out. Either they get this and we get these two, or we get the wag, so we'll see. Yeah, if they want to spend their whole turn pumping the brush wag, that's good for us. Huh, not the trick I was expecting. But you can see it's fine for us, right? And we got really lucky with the ram through to get there even better. And here I'm just gonna, I like ram through. Hard cast Starrix after attacks. Because that drew us a card. I mean, it drew us a card. It did the thing, but still got us 6 power on board. Didn't have enough mana to do this plus this. Had enough mana to do this plus this. Thought it was better. What do we got here? Death Touch, Lifelink, Mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, return and... Okay, so they're going to... We're going to trade Kong for this and some life, but then we get in for a gazillion. They go to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How do we save Kong? Do we have a human for that? We can also, we could Kong the glider instead of this. I kind of like... Because they can't just take it, right? Then they're forced. Then it's a forced chump. Yeah, let's go for the forced. Well, forced trade. Bounce whatever they block with what? Kong bounces humans. If we send Otter, they could block Otter, but if we send these two, they can't take it. So I'm just going to leave the Otter back. All right. No, Fresh, it's not. If we send everything in there, they block the Otter. They keep their life-linking Death Toucher, and they don't die. Without sending in the Otter, they had to make that block. I'm not sure I should have kept this. I kind of was distracted off screen and just kept, because I saw an opener. If you wanted to mull this, we should have at least talked about it. I think maybe it's still a keep, but it's debatable. It was greedy. I didn't talk about it. I was distracted, honestly. Didn't even talk it over. That wasn't me being greedy. That was me being distracted. And looks like it's not going to cost us huge, but it might cost us a little. Right now, though, I'm going to leave all this back and see what they want to do. I'm going to use what I've got, and... Oh, wait. I can ping the Nipper if I want. I think I'm going to do it. We don't have anything else going on, and if we do draw blue... Oh, let's think it through. Yeah, I mean, Death Touch is bad for us, right? We just lose so much to Death Touch, so I'm going to do it. It's just early to be doing that a bit, but, you know. And sure, we're going to attack because we've got nothing else to do. Blue off the top would be nice. We could one mind to make sure we get to King Kong, or we could Lynx. Anyway, I still think we're just a blue mana away from being fine. I wish I had... I'm glad this was at least an arguable keep, because again, I didn't really think through keep mulligan in this game. I just kind of snap-keeped without thinking about it, so I'm kind of lucky that it wasn't a worse opener than we actually got. Well, trading 4 for 4 or holding up possible blocks. All right. Yeah, Mike's probably right with if we do get a blue, we play the Mentor, we get a non-human and a human, and we can one on the following turn for a single mana. No attack from the Heed Bonder suggests that they don't have any tricks currently. Because tricks after we pump our Brushwag would be quite the blowout. Come on now, deck. Just a single island, please. Didn't get what we wanted, but we can... mutate. Nothing to disenchant with our mutate, so maybe just make another big thing. No need to put that on the Brushwag. Doesn't really do much for us here. Happy we have something to cast. Happy it blocks a flyer. Use Wag on the Nipper. What does that mean? I can't reach out and punch it. I'll block with it. Yeah, we'll block Nipper with Wag if we can. Yeah, for sure we're looking to trade off the Nipper ASAP. Oppo agrees and is not attacking with it. Hey, look at that, everybody. Let's see if we can get back in this. Although maybe it should be Frost Links. I know Mike was talking about Mentor so that we can make a cheap of one mine, but I think we Frost Links and hope to find 8 mana next turn. And we will tap down... Doesn't really matter. Yeah, you could go of one mine trying to find the 6th, but I think we need to get on board here. So that's why I did what I did.
Some say I I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Thank you for the sub. All right, we got some monkey mana. And they got a lot of mana up. None of it's blue, though. So if they have, like, a Blood Curdle, if they have another one of these, we're going to be sad town. But we got to try our ape and get things going here. I also think I want to take out the Heed Bonder over the Glider because we have the Mentor. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing around instant speed removal. Instant speed removal we've got to try. Don't love this pause. Suggests maybe this King Kong is not going to successfully fight, but again, we're not playing around removal. We can't beat removal. Alright. Not removal, but our ape isn't dead or anything, so we're okay for the moment. Would love another island so we can do multiple things. Might have to try one of one mind seeking an island. Mentor Ape is great. That got us our first game, I believe, of this event today. I wish we had the Essence Scatter for that. We don't. We do have the Wingspan Mentor to get something up in the air, though. It might have to be the Brushwag so we can try and trade for the Death Toucher without giving up our big monkey. This is all right. We definitely want a second island. 1, 2, 3. We're not going to use black this turn, so I'm going to go like this for the Wingspan Mentor. Oh yeah, indestructible. Right. So we'll give Kong the counter because we can make him indestructible. And to that end, do we do anything else? Because we could still one with Mind here, but we can also keep up Essence Scatter plus Ape activation. And I think that's strong. So even though we could draw cheap, I'm going to hold because I would rather have Essence Scatter plus Ape indestructibility. We'll draw cheaply next turn if fates allow. Yep, Mike and Artillery also making the point that if we did this, what are we doing? Like, the only reason to do this now is out of fear that we're not going to be able to do it for 1 mana next turn. But even that doesn't really matter. If they manage to kill our human, we're still going to be happy Divination next turn. Yeah, Mike doesn't even want to do the trick. Wants to keep mana up at all times. That makes sense. Well, we're sure going to try here. I considered flying on Brushwag, but because of the indestructible, I think the answer was no. And we get to scatter that. Nice. Coming up a bit of Millhouse there, I would say. Oh, and we drew another scatter. I'm gonna... Mentor again on the wag. Maybe we just do it on the Lynx, although Wag does have pump ready, so let's do that. And at 3 life, we're going to be pretty conservative here and just hold, try to get a big advantage before we send in any attackers. I think I'm just scattering everything here. We're at too low life to let a 3-power flyer resolve for any reason. So, Mike doesn't want to risk it, but with these two, I don't think there's anything instant speed that's going to punish shields down on King Kong. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce the Mentor. And boom, boom. Again, I don't think we're using black this turn because our black spell is 6, and I think it's already gone. No, that was another game. Mike wants to of 1 mine first, because you want to see maybe better targets for the Mentor. This lets us cast mine for 1, so I'm going to do that, Mike. But maybe you're just looking for more information about where we put this Mentor counter. All right, and then we get that, and we have... I'm not going to play the Brushwag. I want this Brushwag to threaten activation. Ah, so Mike just forgot the cost reduction. Okay, understood. I thought maybe you were like trying to find something better to put the Mentor counter on. Swing with Lynx. I'm almost there, Ocean, but not quite. Well, first, Lynx has... Oh, this has fun. Sorry, I thought that had first strike for first of all. But also, I'm still okay with being hyper-conservative at 3 life. But I think once we drop this Brushwag and make it flying with the Mentor, then we're in town. Then we're good to go. So I'm going to bounce again. Although they have full mana now, but we have 2 activations, so it's still safe. Nothing for that. So let's start with a cycle. With the Brushwag, I like bringing it back. I was happy to make a Brushwag flying, and now we get to make an Otter flying instead. And then, yeah, then I think we're in town. We're ready to start leaving the Mentor down and pumping. Although, again, I want... Oh, now I've screwed up. Shouldn't have played the Otter if we want to not be shields down on King Kong. I think we're okay. But I've gone shields down on Ape, but they haven't shown anything, so it's like a 1-turn scary thing. But because I've done it, I'm just going to follow through on the rest of the turn here. I'm going to dump the hand, and yeah, I'll send the Lynx. We have enough flyer blockers. Mike doesn't want the Lynx this time. We have 1, 2, 3 flyer blockers, Mike, and they've got 1 flyer, so I figured it was okay. I would have been happy with the trade. Even though we can pump it, I would have been happy with that trade. Now let's send... Otter, Lynx, and Groundwag. You want to send the ape, huh? I've been wanting to not send the ape since it's such a good defender, but I guess we get to defend with everything and pump them, so it's fine. Mike's right. But we'll do this. What, you want to leave the links back? Could also leave the brushwag back. I think definitely these two. I'm not sure how much more to go with. Which one has Menace? Oh, Menace on theirs. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to send these two then. And I might not even need to pump here. Like, I'm not going to pump. I would rather have this extra blocker for the Menace than 2 more points of damage right now. That's interesting. We just make a big brushwag. How about... Yeah, big ground wag makes sense to me. Why not this turn, Swamp Lore? I just want to use my mana. That's what I'm thinking. Not bad, not bad. If we want to make it flying, we can. We just have to do the mentor thing again. Like, we can do the mentor thing on our next turn. I sandbagged a land, probably needlessly. I think we'd be better off with just playing it out there. Although we only have 1 green, and the thing we have to activate is green-based. 16 to 21 on deck size. It's not going to come down to that, I don't think. Oppo thinks we had it. Yeah, I'm thinking the Mentor is proving worth the pick. Symbiote would have been good as well, but Mentor is being a bit of an all-star here. Here we are again with not much to do early, but I'm still keeping with this stuff. Yeah. Mentor looks pretty darn fine turning a Starrix into a 6/6 flyer east. I don't know, y'all are being like Mark Rosewater here. Why is it so hard to acknowledge that the Mentor is a good card? Ugh, well, we can make a 1/1 flyer and draw a card. Man, I've been keeping some hands that haven't had early action and have not been rewarded with early action. Although we don't have a ton of it. We have like 5 things, 1 or 2 mana that we like to cast on time. Boros, go wide. I think if you're going wide, it's great. And we could trade... I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. We can make a 2/2 next turn that can at least eat one of these things. You want to put the other Brushwag in? Eh. I don't know if this means we're supposed to be putting it in a third brushwag. Oh, sorry, Cardboard Live is updated, but I didn't finish it. Thanks for the reminder. We're flooding instead of finding what we need, of course. All right, Cardboard Live should be up. Sorry that you've been living without it, but there it is for you. We're going to try a 2-2 flyer, draw a card, and see if we can't block at instant speed. I know you mentioned it, but you have to mention it. You mentioned it, and then I started the process. And then if you mention something and I don't see it, it's like if chat talks in the forest and a streamer's not there to hear it, did they really make a sound? So there's that common instant burn spell that seems pretty likely here, but we got to try. I am going to block the non-humans because of mutate. Although there could be human pumping in the deck that makes me wish I'd done humans, but we'll see. For mutate purposes, I'm going to eat non-human. Hey, Nantuko. Welcome back. Wow. Ouch. Belle, you are so frickin' late. Like, wildly late, Belle. But we'll play a Strix for hardcast and see if we can't stabilize this board. Always tough to stabilize with one huge thing against a bunch of small things because they're one removal spell away or one go wide pump spell away from not caring about your big beast. Let's see if it works. I mean, they might. It's not that... Okay, that's fantastic, obviously. Kind of want to go Belle. Yeah, Belle hold Ram seems good to me, Mike. That's what I mean. Like, I just want to get creatures on board, and I want reactions here. Like, we could even mutate this or even play that. Maybe they couldn't attack into this, Mike. We could argue for just a 3-4 for 4. Right? 3 bodies? Yeah. Mike and I transitioned to the same play at the same time. I'm going to go shields down since they didn't attack this turn and just try to get on the board with stuff that can stop 1/1s. Might go Starry's the Bell, though, next turn. That seems good. Mike and I, again, on that page together. Yeah, I like Starry's on the Bell. Yeah, because we can attack and defend at the same time. Rabbit Man said it too. I see about a third of everything that gets chatted. Maybe. I wonder what that's an interesting question. I wonder what percent of chats that I actually read. I don't even know. So yeah, we do this. I like this play still. I think this is good. Hey, look at that. We even got the land for the ram through and the untap. don't like swing out in our situation. Feels too precarious to me, but I do like getting in now with this Starix. No, I didn't. What was it, Phil? What did people like better? That's too bad. Nothing to do about it, though, and we'll save. We'll just let it happen, and then we at least get to keep the ram through. Oh, close. Interesting. Nice. So, ram through, you say. I'm just going to keep it. We're going to mentor our Starix, and we're going to attack with it and hope that 3-4, 1-3 plus ram through on the ground is enough against these. Which you would take, pack one, pick one, if for some reason everything else was garbage. I mean, normally you don't want to pick one, either of those cards, but if they happen to be the only cards available, which would you take? And with card draw, I'm just gonna play this. Generally, they don't put Scry and Cycling in the same set. They kind of are mechanics that are serving similar roles. Man, they're getting our big stuff. That's frustrating too, but what can you do? We could ram something, but we can still ram their whole board, so doesn't matter. It's getting out removed. They're using some serious removal against our beef. We need to get some of our engines going here. We're going to snap call here because we have the ram through. Looks like we'll be trading ram through for one of their cards in hand. I guess for whatever, I'll risk the mentor though over the Great Horn in case there's something I'm not understanding here. It's the burn spell. Why? But if it's the burn spell, why wouldn't they just... I don't know. Whatever, right now this is just a 1-3 that does basically nothing. Ah, okay, this is cool. All right, now. Again, though, we would go for more land, but I don't see why. I just don't want another creature here. None of these mutate triggers do much for us, so we'll play that as a creature. And yeah, we could start swinging. Yeah, let's... Ask me after this game, Nantuko, and I can speak to that a little bit. But oopsie, I got distracted right there. My bad. Sorry. This is just streaming punt right there. And it's funny. We did an assessment one time about about my win rate on air versus off air, and it's like almost identical, which is kind of funny because it just feels like, on the one hand, smart folks in chat like Mike and there's so many great players in my chat that offer up stuff that they help me find lines that I missed, but then the distraction stuff ends up causing some punts that you wouldn't make offline. Oh, cool. We get one with mine first here. Let's start there. We need to... At least we have reach. I'm going to start with the card draw. Yeah, let's just fight that thing. And I'll send the 3-4, but not the 1-3. Oh, was it lethal? Sorry. Now I'm distracted. I'm doing my usual, why win when I can control the board for more turns? I was going to say Haj, Mama, but I didn't want to, like, I know I mentioned Mike and Haj in my song, and what I don't want to suggest is that Mike and Haj are like the only good players around here. So I want, there's many, many people who come up with awesome lines that I don't see. And so I didn't want to just only give credit to those two. Yes, they were nice lyrics for the song, but they hardly represent the extent of my brilliant Magic players in chat. Well, I don't know if Mike missed lethal. I don't know if Mike told me to do the line I did. I just did my own line. I'm not going to blame Mike for missing lethal there. I know you're joking, but I'm just saying I think it was all me. And Frost Lynx should get it done here. That's quite the attack. I mean, we can make Ape indestructible, so I'm gonna... Like, there's no exile for 1 white, right? Maybe they're doing... Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't know if they've put together the Ape's ability here, or if I'm missing a card. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I think they just didn't see that we have this. Maybe they were just hoping I didn't see it. Like, it could be that their only chance was I didn't know King Kong could do that. All right. Getting distracted didn't cost me there. We got the win. I'll try and tighten up, though. I always say that. But we're 4-1. Fine start here. Oh yeah, here I will take a moment to kind of answer Nantuko's question, give a little behind the scenes. So, for those of you who don't know, I recorded a parody music video of Michael Bublé's "Haven't Met You Yet" as a gift for chat, and Nantuko is asking how much, what went into that, or like basically tell me more. So first, here's the link. If you want to watch my performance, there you go. The behind the scenes tale of it would be that, obviously I love music. Obviously I love karaoke. I talk about both on stream all the time. I will bust out into an a cappella verse here or there. And Motor City Mama, whenever I would do such things, would jokingly basically ask me to karaoke Michael Bublé. And I don't know Michael Bublé's works very well. And I knew Mama was joking and was not expecting anything, and I wasn't worried about it. But then I decided, then I was thinking about it and was like, well, you know what? I like making parody karaoke. So maybe there's something in Bublé's catalog that will speak to me as something I could alter for the purposes of this. And I was like, well, okay, like it's got to be something that kind of relates to me in chat, like something that really strikes me as workable. I go look. His number one song is "Haven't Met You Yet." Like, okay, it's like, all right. Well, I'll take a look. And then I looked at the lyrics, and and it kind of wrote itself. Like a lot of the lyrics I didn't have to change, and then a lot of them just fell into place. And then I got really excited about it. I'm like, okay, this is going to be funny and good. I think this is actually a great song to adjust for my stream. So then I started down that process, and my process for getting to the point where I could perform it was to first listen to Bublé's version like on repeat for 2 days. Like I just listened to it constantly until I at least had his version. During that time, I was writing the lyrics out, and I was like going out on, I'm sure my neighbors think I'm nuts because I would go out with walks with Rocket, and during that time, that's when I would like practice my alternate lyrics. So I have Bublé in my ears, and I'm singing out loud on the street with my dog about finding lines and playing it out, you know. and so if any Bublé fan heard me, they must have been going, I don't think he knows the words to that song. I don't think Rocket knows those words, no. So anyway, then I had, so then I knew the bass song pretty well. Then I needed to nail down my lyrics. And then I spent like every car drive and every time I was driving around, I spent practicing my lyrics. And then when it came time to record, I did it. So you know how so there's a bridge in the song, and at the bridge I walk off screen. That was so that I could perform the song in 2 chunks. That basically I could perform the song, and if I liked the beginning part of one version and the end part of another version, we could splice those together, and that's what happened. So actually, that's actually 2 performances spliced together there. And if you watch it, you can actually see the seam. You can see the slight lighting twitch that where there's the cut. Yeah, and so that allowed me to do it. And then like, how many times did I record myself doing it? Well, I can look at my Streamlabs recording. Oh my goodness. Let's see, is this one? Yep, here's one. So that looks like the oldest one. And I deleted some too. So here's the number of takes I took just looking at the number of videos in my folder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 26 takes with one of them labeled F you, dog. So I assume in that one, Rocket interrupted a good take. But also I abandoned a lot of the early takes because I actually misspelled Bublé. I wanted to get the accent over the E. So I abandoned a bunch of my early takes and called it practice, and then I spelled his name right, and then I re-recorded. So I think I did 6 takes after I corrected his name. And also, that's 26 takes, but a lot of them abandoned right away. You know, when I go, when I flub the first verse, I stopped, right? So, yeah, anyway, it was a lot of takes, but I didn't go start to finish on all of them. All right, there you go. There's your tales of the video. Rabbit Man calling out that the difference between 2 and 3 wins in this queue is pretty massive. Yep. So good that we got to our 3rd win already. And this looks good. Although we don't have a second green to mutate onto this on 3, I'm still happy with this on 4. Oh, fourth win. Is it four win where it splits to that? Yeah. Fertilid. We cannot get rid of it, so I'm going to cycle it. And by doing so, we guarantee that our opponent will find something awesome to punish us with. But in this kind of spot, I don't like not cycling. We had threat of activation here, so the attack was pretty clean. But we're going to go for... I'm going to go for a straight-up Gem Razor here. We could do Glimmerbell, hold up, ram through, and then... We don't even have the double green to mutate this Gem Razor, so I'm going to just play the Gem Razor. East, you want to do Bell Y. Where does that get us? Like, if we'd find a forest off the top, I would do Bell as well, but since we don't know that a forest is lurking, I like just taking the straight-up 4/4 here. Because we don't know we can get a 4/4 without hard casting it anytime soon. We're going to make them have it here. And they might. A lot of great removal in this set, so I never particularly expect my stuff to survive, honestly, but we do have back for more. And on the subject of 26 takes of the music video, like, let me tell you, I wish you could hear the song as it sounds in my head when I sing it, because it's much better than that video. And it's hard to edit yourself and find a take that you like, because I find any one thing that I think is, yeah, and then I'm off it, right? So I'm gonna cycle the Sandworm, looking to back for more it here. And also look for land. Found land, that's good, but we'll still run out the Bell. Although maybe not. We could leave... I'm going to attack with Razor first, at least. With Ram up. Just my daughter. She does... In the sub part, there's 2 harmonies, but she recorded them both separately, and we laid them over each other. Somehow I thought you might like it, D. I'm glad you did. I'm gonna go and play the Bell. We go shields down on Ram, but we have back for more if they do anything that we're really not liking. Yeah, D made it to the chorus. Gotta wait till we clear this pandemic, D, and gotta wait until there's a Magic Fest that I'm gonna go to. But I tell you, I kind of drag my feet about Magic Fest stuff, and like I've not gone to, you know, my buddies Adam and Marshall are always like going to Las Vegas for Magic tournaments, and I don't go with them and stuff. I'm finding myself with a lot of personal to-do list stuff thanks to the quarantine, and so basically the pandemic and my post-pandemic resolutions include committing to more Magic Fests, and when I do that, committing to more Magic Fests means more opportunities for you all to come hang with me and do that kind of thing. What do we got here? Each other creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast gets +1/+1 and have vigilance. Well, we got a couple of ways to kill here. Really, we just want to untap, find a land, and fight with the sandworm. Then we're golden. But we'll say no blocks here. Unfortunate. We could fight this to make this a 4/5, and then at least we can threaten to double block it, or we can just play the Starry and as a 6/6 threaten to block it all. They haven't shown removal for like the Razor. I'm just gonna play the Starry. This doesn't have reach, does it? And this doesn't. I feel like I have to check on these things now. Yeah, maybe if Detroit picks up a Magic Fest, I'll have to make my way to it. Middle of the country, so a lot of Americans would be able to maybe make it there. It's got trample? No trample. So they're gonna use this as removal here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is not enough to trade, but we really just need this stupid final land, and then we're okay. Have I had, I think, a slight increase, Rabbit Man, but I also think other streamers are more available to stream, so both supply and demand for streaming has gone up since the pandemic. Yeah, I got super expensive gorge 3-day weekend fish concert tickets for the summer that I have no expectation is actually gonna be happen. Come on, Deck. You're killing me, Smalls. Okay, so now there's a beast. It made it small. Speaking of Smalls, I still think we just want, like, I'm going to mentor here, and then we'll leave a ram through up. We could double ram through. Do we really need to 2-for-1 ourselves, though? I mean, we're at 15. This isn't actually, you know, coming at us that hard. So I'm going to go mentor, make flyer. But this cat is not pumping the Great Horn. That doesn't work, Elgar, because they changed it. This is no longer pump, right? Or am I missing it? Oh, it is. Sorry, you're right. I'm wrong. Okay, well, that's good then. Maybe they'll try and attack, and we can ram through the Orphan Guard and have lethal block. Sorry. Shut up, I knew that. Could have done it while shields are down, but we do have a surprise block situation here if it works out, so I'm being a little risky. Actually, I take it back. If they're gonna do that, let's do this. Because... oh, they still got it. Oh yeah, there we go. Wait, they drew it? Why did that work? Oh, activate. Sorry, I didn't read the card. That's why. Doesn't check on resolution. I just saw what it was looking at and assumed, because that's how magic mechanics usually work. Well, darn it. We gave them extra info they didn't need then, but I still like our spot here. They couldn't interact with the first ram through, so I'm going to assume this one is good too, and I'm going to go for it. Yeah, we could do Sharknado, but I just like get blocker and go. Start making sharks? No, we're just gonna make one big shark, right? Or we could make a 6/6. I don't know. I think we're gonna win without it. I think it's the bottom line is we're just gonna win. Oh yeah, Mentor Pump would have been a little more damage, but we have Glimmerbell untapped, so that's what I was thinking of. I was trying to save for activations, but this was the better activation to use for sure. See, I screw up and we still win. That's how it works around here. Never punished. Exactly. I'm too good of a person to be punished. Literally yesterday says true, but we don't remember. I don't remember last game, much less yesterday. No blue yet. Can we keep this? We get a wag on 2 after a or a wag on 1 and a hollow on 2. I have a hard time mulliganing. But we don't have our blue. Yeah, I think Fiddles is right. This is kind of a sad mulligan. We do get our splash color and a mulligan. Much better. Got to keep this. And I'm going to ditch the back for more, since we're more likely to find blue for the Typhoon. And if we can get to the ape, maybe that gets us the game. Thanks, Rabbit Man. Glad you could hang out with us today. And we're going to get that shuffled back into the library eventually. We're doing a lot of land searching, so this will be available for us to draw later, like we mutate this or whatever. And there we go. This is where... I mean, maybe Brushwag isn't that great either, which is a problem, but pretend Brushwag was this. Pretend Brushwag was the Essence Symbiote. Going Essence Symbiote into Great Horn Mutate seems very good to me. And we can go get an island so we can Typhoon it up and eventually monkey business. No, don't deadweight my Ah! Oh, that was rough. Apparently deadweight sucks in this set. Somebody told me that Ben S was knocking the Great Horn because it basically costs a creature to do it, but my point is, yeah, but you get a real card out of it. It's good. All right, well, pretty easy here. We're gonna stay... I could attack, but we're gonna stay back on D, and... Oh, maybe I should have attacked so that they are more inclined to attack. Yeah, now I wish I'd attacked. They wouldn't have blocked anyway. But if they get frisky here, we could get them pretty good. Fertilid. What do we think about a Fertilid? I think I'm going to scatter it. Although they have all their land, maybe this doesn't matter. And we'd rather just Typhoon ourselves a 3/3 flyer and draw a card. Well, we can do it, but we can also save the Essence Scatter for a couple turns from now when we have some other stuff. But yeah, I like saving the Scatter here. I think the Shark Typhoon is a great play, and we should just do that. I don't want to be greedy when we can Kong next turn. Now there's an argument to be made for mentoring and then like saving the Kong to when we can make it indestructible. But that being said, they're showing exile colored. Yeah, we can do mentor scatter. That's the thing, right? But and as Akulio points out, one more is not enough. We need literally 2 more lands if we want to protect the ape. So we're basically saying we're holding off many turns before casting the ape. That doesn't seem worth it to me. I think we go shields down now, and then if we can untap with the ape, we're golden because we mentor and we're good. But what's your plan? Like, you really just want to wait forever on the Kong? I don't think so. I think we just do this. I'm just doing this. And I like getting their mana, although you could argue getting their symbiote. Yeah, if they spend their turn killing the ape, and we untap, mentor, counter the Great Horn, and attack for another 6 in the air with Scatter Up, we're going to be fine. And as it is, it looks like we do get to untap with the ape. And now if they want to use the checkpoint officer, they're down mana, significant mana of the game in this game. Leaving the Great Horn now, no sense. Well, we could offer it. I mean, well, let's see. What are they going to do? They could offer these. They could offer Symbiote and Farfinder for it. That seems fine. Never mind. I attack. Don't worry, we're not triggering the Bastion. Now, I think we've got it. They need to kill 2 flyers, because we can use the Mentor and make a 4 power and an 8 power flyer. Kong back, kid. All right, they're using this. That means we get to do Essence Scatter and just win. I don't think they have the tools now to stop our victory. They either kill the Mentor or they... Yeah, no matter what they kill, they lose. All right, that felt good. Cruising towards 7. We have a foul to give. Let's see if we can get there. Let's see if I can add this to my decks. Yeah. Yeah, we can keep this. Got Bell into Lynx, and we can decide about Sandworm cycling as the hand unfolds. I want something else. Does the auto picker take into account the color it initially picks for you, or is it picking based on rarity or some other metric? We don't know for sure, but maybe Mike can tell us his experience. I assume they just apply the bots that they have going in best of one to your auto picking. That's what I would do, but I don't know if that's what they're doing. Do 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 do.
All right, everyone, chill.
Oh, interesting, Hat. Yeah, I like that feature too. Sounds like, based on what you're saying, Mike, it sounds like a solution I would have given a thumbs up to, which is have the auto pickers take rares and mythics first, and then if no rare or mythic, bot draft. I would trade Lynx for these two, and Glimmerbell can untap, so let's go ahead and send in with everything, and then we'll figure out our turn after. Funny, Mike. But no, the bots literally do pass rares, although it's possible you just saw them doing their rare drafting thing. But I think if I were setting a bot to draft for players who had disconnected, I would prioritize rarity. Rares and mythics, not uncommons over commons. Looks like they're trying to decide whether to trade for this Frost Lynx. I'll take it either way. Whatever they want to do is fine with me. I'm wondering whether we're hard casting a Starry or waiting to mutate onto the Bell. I'm sure they do, Jikerman. There's no way they don't give you the cards. Fighters, if you only care about drafting, it depends on your win percentage, but you're going to want to use gold to enter either bot drafts, premier drafts, or best of 3 drafts, depending on your win rate. So go look at the EV calculator in the spreadsheet. Try to figure out your win rate. If you don't know for sure, I recommend getting a third-party tool like untapped.gg or 17 lands or something that's going to help you establish what your actual win percentage is, and then you can plug it in. If you're at 75% on best of 3, you're going to be a little lower than that in best of 1, but anything over like 63, 64, 65%, I think puts you in Premier. So you're going to want to draft in Premier. Where are we at? 1. Oh, sorry, we're resolving this anticipate, and then Shark Typhoon can't jump up and block Dorat, so maybe that just happens here. Ooh. So that seems like just a mistake. I'm going to untap my bell and try and block here and then cycle. I know it's a 2-2. That's why I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because it's only a 2-2. Maybe somebody else was saying it, but that's exactly why I'm not going to Typhoon here. So let's do this. Now we can Starix, hardcast Starix, I guess. Because I want to get this on board. Our choice is hardcast Starix, and then think about Shark Typhoon next turn, or make a 3/3 Shark and hold so we mutate this next turn. Those are the two choices, and my problem with Shark Typhoon on 3 is that it only trades with the Dorat, and only currently, if Dorat casts non-creatures, it's going to get kind of more to unblockable levels. But let's, we can't mutate. If we could mutate now, I would, but I can't. So I think I'm going to do the Typhoon cycle. And I'll even trade for Dorat if they don't. Maybe they. It's just so risky to try and block Dorat, though. Fat thinks I'm just messing around when we should just be playing a 6/6 and bashing. Not a bad line, Fat, but I'm not sure it's the best one. We do have this play, so that's what I like. And getting Starix onto a Glimmerbell is, like, so good. Yeah, I'm not going to block. It's too risky. If this were if this were a hard 3/3, though, I might block it. It's just the fact that all they need to do is cast an instant and we lose combat. That means we just can't. Okay, well now it looks like we're going to have the choice. What are they going to get with it? Probably... I don't know, let's find out. Probably the Anticipate, maybe? Isn't it... This is Summoning Sick, though. Oh, it has Haste. Never mind. Hasties aren't Summoning Sick. Interesting. Are they literally playing around exactly Shark Typhoon? What a weird thing to play around. Or did they forget that it has haste? Yeah, I think we should trade, though, right? We're going to have a fine set of circumstances after this. Oh, yeah, maybe they just didn't want to bother attacking into the bell untap. Nah, it's usually not sniping. Everybody wants to go right to sniping, but it's pretty rarely that. Well played, Stephen. Well played. They're staring at it, but are they just reading it, or are they figuring out how to kill it? right now, tough to kill in blue-red. The common deal damage equal to land doesn't quite get there yet. Even with gems, playing Premier is worth it. Yeah, like ideally, if you have gold, you should use gold to enter because wow, they have 3 of those. That's a lot of little sprite dragons. Anyway, since if you're a primary limited player, the point of gold is it's free draft entries, so just use it as that. Yeah, games go late enough where a Brushwag can come out and really be a mana sink of relevance. Can't think of anything in red that kills the Starry on this attack. I guess, oh no, they could deal 4. Deal 4, this becomes a 2/2 and they 2 for 1, but they could do it. If they have deal 4, it would work. That'd be cool. I say go for it. Yeah, they have it. Nice play, Oppo. Nice play. Hard to argue with that one. We do get a 2 for 1, but they've got a value engine in the Lord Dracus, and we've lost our big stuff now, other than this now pumpable Brushwag. So we'll see if we get there. See if their value train is enough to overcome our power train. Highest rank I've achieved, I think I made it to whatever this one is once. Diamond? Is what? Or maybe I made it to platinum once. I think I made it just past whatever after is gold once. I think slightly better than Mysterious Egg is a reasonable place to start on Brushwag. I think it's just now, though, you can remove the slightly. It's a decent upgrade to Egg. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's what their value engine here is going to be incredible if they can just get this Flame Spill back. But hopefully we draw some action. I think we played our land. It's not like I didn't play it out, right? Maybe I didn't. That would be dumb. Yeah, I was just come up with any reason to mutate and there's none. I'm not loving our spot, though. I feel like Oppo gets to anticipate, find something with mutate onto the Dracus, and then we're way behind. So I feel like I would not bet on me in this game if I were to bet on it. I'm sure going to try and prove myself wrong, but if you gave me either side of this game, not even knowing the cards in Oppo's hand or deck, I would take Oppo's side. No, it doesn't make a 6/6 though. That's not how that works. It makes a 4/4. If this were like a Fertilid, it would make a 6/6. You know, if this power and toughness were counter based, it would. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Now we need just like straight up Heron. We need removal for this thing, or this game's kind of over. And to that end, we are going to mutate here and hope for the best. Because we could find King Kong off the top and it would kill the Heron. Right on, Darkstar. Glad you could make it. And hopefully we can do something cool here. Finding out. Whatever. Into this. Ooh, mutate under Razor has reach. That's a reasonable call, but too late now. And they're just gonna chump here. No swing. They're just gonna kill this thing with the rock slide anyway. Why aren't we swinging? They grow. All right, so they can make a 6/7. Mike's smarter than me, but they don't have blue up. They need specifically a red instant, right? But yeah, they got the slide. Anticipate can't be cast, so I think it's a clear attack. And D, it's not a punt because they have, no matter what we do with this, they're killing it. So in fact, if we put it on here, we put all of our eggs in the Gem Razor Starix basket, and then we just lose it all to a rock slide. So punt yourself, D. I don't know, I'm talking. Maybe it was a mistake. Certainly with the rock slide, you have to expect that if you do that play, they might not have the Heron, but our board is empty. So yeah, the Heron point is real, but the fact that our board would then be completely empty right now, also real. Did they have 3 or 4? 1, 2. Oh, they have 4? That is awesome. Yeah, Drunk Drafter wants to shame them into possibly shame scooping. His game's looking harder and harder to win. Yeah, they still can't swing. Too dangerous to swing. I mean, they could. They just don't know it. Can't do it today, man. Too much going on. Nothing that I would feel good about asking anybody to pony up. How about that? No, we still have a back for more, I believe. Ugh. Still discussions about that mutate play. It was clearly complicated. I teased D about him punting, but I don't know that he did. It's possible that I did. Magic turns out still hard. Yeah, that's been the forced block point was already made. That point is known. That's not a new point. Tip the cap. What are you gonna do? That one was going to be tough to win, regardless of that one choice we're talking about, but an interesting choice nonetheless. It's all right. We're going to get 7 wins right here and call it a stream. I open packs when I have 10. Looks like with our... We don't have many humans in the deck, but we got 1 here, so of 1 mine should be cheaper. Don't have anything on 2 yet, but this is an easy keep. Wouldn't mind one of our 1 or 2 drops off the top, but on the play, yeah, very cute magic gods. You know what I meant. This is not a 2-drop. It is 2 mana, but I don't consider it a 2-drop. We can try Otter, make Otter fly, and if Oppo provides no flying defense, that seems like a nice sequence. No? That is indeed a flyer, but let's drop the Otter. They might not expect this Otter to fly, so they might attack with the Bonder, and then we can wingspan, get the Otter in, and draw 2 more. Might have to not do that to avoid discarding. I actually kind of don't want the spider because I want to encourage them to attack with their flyer so we can try and get in with the Otter. Now, though, they didn't fall for that. We could go Mentor anyway, make it fly, and then draw 2. And then we draw 3 total. Oh, we wouldn't attack with this, though. We could Lynx. We don't have, like, 2 spells here, so... Fresh wants to just force the trade of the Otter. Yeah, we can Mentor in of 1 mine. I'm just also thinking we could Frost Lynx and make it fly and draw 2. Yeah, let's make it fly and draw 2. I'm going to stick with the plan, although don't do that, please, Auto Tapper. Hey, thank you for the raid music. Oops, that's not what we wanted. I like that, and I like no attack. And then next turn we have Frost Links on the Sky Bonder to get through with the Otter, plus a ram through if we want to kill. Like, we just actually kill and go, or Recluse ram through the Bonder. Ramming through the Bonder costs 4, though. I gotta remember that. Oh, you were my opponent. Yeah, great game. We were talking about how good of a game it was, and the big controversial choice I made that caused a lot of discussion around here was mutating on the Frost Links instead of the Reach creature. We could have made a 6/6 trample that would have forced you to block with that growing heron, and maybe we could have turned the corner if we had done that. But that was a good game. So now we're gonna... Darn it. Well, we could mutate here and then ram through. What if we did that? Oh yeah, we have activation. That's fair. That's fair. What if we just send in... Yeah, I like activate ram through. That's interesting. A little... We can't ram the Bonder, but we can ram the Ceratop, the Pyroceratops. Oh, is it all... Wait, it's all flying creatures, right? Never mind, we can't. Read the card. Spells, so this one too. Okay, good call, good call. So, in that case, what do we want to do here? We can... I think we maybe want to mutate the Recluse then? No, we can't even ram the Bond. We can ram the Bonder, yes, but I don't know if we want to. But let's start here. I'm going to do this. And with 5, we can get in and say, what are you going to do about it? They can't kill us. Yeah, they could have the white trick here. That's there's white tricks that could make this bad. It looks like we got through. And we have Kong coming up with Mentor. We might try to save a couple turns and play Kong when we actually have the Mentor activation. Although, again, with white, the thing we're worried about with Kong is the exile for 4 mana, instant speed common, and bouncing humans doesn't do anything about that. Well, we could actually play this as an enchantment and try to make flying shark tokens. But we also don't really need to decide that yet, I don't think. With ram through, if they go for the Mentor block and kill, we are going to blow them out. So I'm actually just going to start with an attack. A little bit. I got some issues with Mark right now. I think he continues to try to explain away his comment when his comment is almost like saying it's like he's trying to convince everybody that he's being a bad lead designer, and I don't understand. No, we did not take into account digital design. I stand by. Like, what do you mean? Why would you even? Ugh, never mind. Don't get me on that. I'm going to lose this game if I do. We could cycle, but we can also ram this mentor and not let these flyers get any bigger. These are going to become a problem if we're not careful. So I think we actually spend the turn ramming their mentor and either lynxing or even just making our own recluse bigger. I like... yeah, well, let's see. If they got counter up, let's... No, I think really they're planning on growing the stuff with the mentor. And I will play the Frost Lynx. But yeah, there's no need... Okay, that's fine. That's great. That means they don't get to grow their flyers. I mean, this one grows, but you know what I mean. We're in a really good spot if this lives. If they find a way to get rid of our engine here, then maybe not quite as good, but you know, Typhoon and King Kong in hand don't make me dislike our position. Because now we can play 7th land, have 5/5 Typhoon Shark, and then untap with Ape, and actually might go 6. I'm going to play a 4th green, so that if we draw a forest, I'll play that. But if we draw a non-forest, I'm going to play the hollow and make a smaller shark token so that we are guaranteed 4 green to have both casting the ape and making it indestructible with a mentor bounce. They're racing, but what are they doing about it now? And even if they hold up counter hat, we're all right because we get to just pass the turn and cycle. They can't counter cycling. All right, all right. Well, I'm going to ape while the aping's good here, I think, and just eat this. I know I was talking about cycling the shark, but with shields down with Oppo, shouldn't we just... Or we could even play the sandworm. But I kind of just like killing this Ceratops while the killing's good. And then I'll still play the hollow, and if we untap, we get all the benefits. Yeah, we can attack first. Good call. No reason not to attack. He does clarify, but I still have words for him. Yes, you clarified, but you still made that comment, Mark, and you're still defending that comment as though digital design is not being considered more than it was in the past. That's bad. Why are you arguing strenuously that R&D is not doing its job? R&D should be considering digital design more in their sets right now. Why aren't you? If you're telling me you're not, why aren't you? But why is he even trying to shut down tabletop players? Why isn't he honestly talking about the challenges of managing a game that has physical and digital needs? I just don't understand. I was there, Razor. You know what? They weren't. All right, what are we doing here, though? Scatter up seems great. I'm going to keep the scatter up over even playing a worm or whatever. Right, I think he's reflexively defensive about the tail starting to wag the dog, but the tail is starting to wag the dog, and it's appropriate, good, and why get all... It's in reference to a Twitter conversation that Intangible linked above. I will link it again if you want to see. It's about this. Arena has passed paper in money brought in? No way. The tail is starting to wag to impact the dog, but it is not fully wagging the dog, no. True, I worked at Wizards and was in the room talking with people about designing for digital more at the time. That's what I'm saying, that's what I don't understand. He might be talking about mutate specifically or whatever, and maybe he needs to correct his statement then. But the literal quote that I responded to of Mark Rosewater is flat incorrect. It is flat incorrect. Now, it may be correct in reference to whatever he was responding to, but as a quote talking about magic design, I was there! Because I'm mad at Mark Rosewater, that's why. I think Mark Rosewater is often stubborn to his own detriment, and I think he's being so here. That doesn't really stop us from winning, because we're going to make a big Typhon. So this doesn't actually stop us from winning, so I let it happen. That doesn't stop us from winning because, oh, it can't block. No, it maybe does. Let's see. I guess we scatter that, and then we still have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we still have it. So we scatter that and make a 3 power shark, and we've got lethal. It's 4/4, but my point is 3 is the minimum needed. All right. Well, somehow ranting about Morrow's claims, I was still able to find a win there. I just don't feel Mark Rosewater is being intellectually honest in response to my, like, yes, his tweet may have been accurate taken in the context in which it was given, but then he is continuing to say that it's not being designed digitally more so than the past, which again, I just stuns me because that's saying that R&D isn't doing their job. Because I consider Best of One to be, well, first, Shredded Sails is one example. But second, I think there's other digital design stuff. Like, I haven't even checked in. I posted some stuff before I went on air that I haven't even responded to yet. But I don't understand why R&D would push back so hard on the idea that they design more for digital now than previously. That should make people comfortable and happy. That's all. So it's just bizarre to me and frustrating to me that Mark would say things that I believe are wholly untrue, and I was in the room watching it be untrue and not acknowledging that. I mean, it's fine for him to acknowledge, hey, no, I meant it about this. Sorry, Ryan, there was a misunderstanding. I meant with about mutate, but yes, we do take digital into consideration more than ever now. That would be a good thing to say. I don't know why Mark is wanting to say, despite the wild success of Arena and the growing presence of digital Magic players, we are refusing to consider their needs in our design more. That's what he's saying, and I don't understand why. And best of one is digital. Best of one is not a concern. Like, the idea, if you're saying best of one is not a digital concern, hey, Ryan, like, come on, best of one is just a... If best of one isn't a digital concern, why haven't they been worried about it for 25 years? Why are they only worried about it when Arena is popular? Best of one design is digital design for Magic. It is. It is. Anyway, I'm ranting and I haven't even said goodbye to YouTube or even gotten in my soapbox view yet. Best of one design is digital design. It is. And Dave Humphreys and Mark saying that it's not the case is them, I think, misrepresenting best of one. Anyway, tilted. But how am I tilted? We just got 7 wins. Let's get these prizes. See if we have 10 packs to open. We do. We have exactly 10. We'll crack these. Ooh, that's a set we don't have 4X of yet, I guess. Oh yeah, that's GRN. All right, there's an extra 20 on the grind that we'll note. Added to our War Mythic count. All right, got a couple of Mythics there. That's always nice to see. Building towards our collection. All right, is this for me? All right, Ryan.
All right, everyone, chill.
Or is it in with the mouth, out through the nose? And by the way, I love Mark. I consider Mark a friend. I hope he still considers me a friend. I love Mark Rosewater. He's an amazing man, and I love debating stuff with him like this. I get a little animated, but you know what? So does he. so there you go. I thought it was nose then mouth because you breathe in through the nose because you have all the filters in your nose, right? And then out through the mouth because your mouth doesn't have the incoming filters. That's what I thought. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, YouTube. Probably confusing you there. Maybe I'll put a link to my Twitter feud with Mark so you know what we're talking about. But, oh, and it looks like we get... Apparently it's a redeem highlight message. I'm just trying to squeeze more channel points out of you, Mama.
Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads.
Here, I'll give you an acapella for a bonus, okay? Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads. Tomorrow, though. Bye, YouTube.